Good afternoon and greetings, Vault-Tec survivors. This is Eristarisis, new to YouTube, new to videos of any kind, in point of fact. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm just gonna make my first video about a mod that is available on Bethesda.net called the Widow Shotgun. So right now I'm loading up. As you probably saw, I've got a lot of mods already installed. Some have been removed, but right now I'm gonna jump right into this, so don't expect a lot of background or backstory about me. So to find the Widowmaker shotgun, you first need to make your way over to Concord actually. Now from this video right here, you can see the blue preservation unit there. Alright, the location of the shotgun is literally just behind that. See the blue and red cars that are wrecked here, and if you drop down, the Widowmaker shotgun can be found inside this abandoned cellar here. Once you've entered the cellar, the Widowmaker shotgun can be found next to the deceased couple. There you see their duffel bag, and there you see the Widow shotgun in the corner. So now with the shotgun, I'm gonna basically fast travel all the way down south to Somerville Place, where I'll mod up the shotgun, and then I'll take that thing in for battle testing against the gunners who hold Vault 95. Before we get to battle testing, I will of course have a run through the weapon rather, its mods, what we can upgrade, what we can change. So looking at the Widowmaker shotgun, we can see that it actually has a respectable base damage, decent range, accuracy for a break-open shotgun, and it's got the usual 5 modification slots. It's got a ridiculous number of receivers, which we can upgrade. I'm going to jump straight to the calibrated powerful. Full stock, because I prefer a full stock. I just like the way that looks personally. Of course, I'm gonna put on a suppressor because I have the Nuka World Ace Operator perk that gives me a damage boost for suppressed weapons. Zoom, I like a decent scope on mine, helps with accuracy, helps with VATS, so let's take 2.0 power zoom. And lastly, the ammos. Oh wow, okay, there's a lot of different kinds of ammo, so I guess you could say that's the unique selling point of this weapon. We got birdshot, buckshot, flechette, high X, incendiary, medicine rounds, and slug. Interesting. Alright, so I'm looking at these ammo types. Now, you won't see it here because of the amount of time it took, but personally, I found the high explosive and the slug ammo to be the best 2 choices available. I'll give you my final opinions on the weapon and its ammo choices at the end of this video. So anyway, now that we've got the weapon fully modded up, let me grab my power armor and we're gonna wander off towards Vault 95 to do some combat testing. Vault 95 is literally just over the next hill here, and you can see the entrance there in the distance. Now, here's the thing that I found when using the explosive ammo for this weapon. As always with break-open shotguns, not the best in terms of range, but I personally found it to be decently effective, especially against a group of enemies, because you get the explosive damage, the AoE effect, which is very, very useful in crowd control. Early game, I can see this weapon being the weapon of choice, simply because, well, there you see the AoE effect. You can clean out crowds of ghouls and other enemies with relative ease, even the early game raiders. I'd like to point out that I am actually running the Deadly Raiders of the Commonwealth mod. Watch this. 1 shot, 2 shots, and the Assaultron goes down. So with the Deadly Raiders of the Commonwealth mod, the raiders are a lot tougher than the vanilla raiders. You can see here they've got Marines, different form of raider, different form of gunner rather than raider, and you can see they actually use stim packs and heal. But you can see that effectiveness of that explosive AoE attack right now. This is just damaging everybody who's unfortunate enough or fortunate enough to wander into gun range. So my personal take is that the explosive ammo is definitely worth using. despite the drawbacks of having a low rate of fire and an even longer reload time, it can be effective if you use it as your opening weapon in an engagement to do a bit of splash damage. Alright, so after this, well, he came apart real good. After this, I'm gonna jump ahead to the other weapon of ammo of choice, which for me was the highest damage one, which was the slug ammo. Be right back with that. And we're back in Somerville Place, where I'm just swapping out the ammo type right now from the existing high-X ammo to the final and highest damage one called slug ammo. So this is just a quick switch. We're gonna jump right back to Vault 95, where thanks to the mod pack I have installed, Deadly Gunners of the Commonwealth, the gunners will have already respawned. Okay, now you're coming up on the entrance here to Vault 95, and hang on, let me just jump into that real quick. You can see that they've already respawned. You can see them moving around at the top there as well. The Marine officer's back, the Spec Ops wet work guy is back. So I'm gonna get to plug them all with some slug ammo. We'll see how that works out. I need a target.
Area not secure.
There we go. There's it. Okay, Assaultron. So you can see there, one shot from the slug ammo, and it pretty much wiped out 90%, 80% of the Assaultron's health. So it definitely does more damage than the explosive, the high-X rounds. Hang on. Ooh, wet worker guy. Alright, it does a lot more damage than the high-X ammo. But it doesn't have the AoE effect, so it's a trade-off really, whether you prefer having a little bit of splash damage to wear down a group of enemies, or whether you prefer to literally just walk up and punch somebody in the face with a slug round and watch them come apart. So I think that comes down to a bit of a play style thing more than anything else. What I'm gonna do in a moment or two is I'm just basically gonna hang this one on my wall back in Sanctuary and give you my final conclusions and opinion on the Widowmaker shotgun. So here we are back in Sanctuary. Maybe if I get enough requests for it, I'll walk you through my version of a Fortress Sanctuary City sometimes. But that said, my final opinions and comments about the Widowmaker shotgun. First of all, please note that it's a mod which you need to download from Bethesda.net. The actual web address is in the description below. Now, the main feature of this weapon obviously is the ammo types. It's a really nice feature which allows you to customize your ammo to a variety of combat situations. Its default starting stats are pretty decent overall, coming in at just over 200 damage. Modded, and depending on your ammo choice, you can jack that up to 500 plus. I battle tested it, as you saw, versus the Deadly Gunners of the Commonwealth holding Vault 95, and you saw it in action with the high explosive ammo and the slug ammunition. My final choice is that between these two ammos, it's a bit difficult because the high explosive round gives you great damage against a group. The slug ammo helps you take down a single target hard and fast. So these are my two preferred ammo choices for this weapon. So those are basically what I'd say are the pros of the weapon. It's a very practical early to mid-game weapon. I'm not so sure about late game and high level play where every enemy is practically a bullet sponge. So you might not be able to get enough shots off to kill something before it kills you. That's my biggest con with the break open style shotguns, which is essentially low rate of fire and really long reload speeds. I hope you've enjoyed this really short video, my first foray into YouTube videos and, well, YouTube in general. And I hope that you'll give me a like, a subscribe, and of course a comment. I'll do my best to read through those and reply them as I am able. Until the next video, this is Eristarisis signing out. Good night, survivors. Stay safe.